Welcome into Factfinder Investigates. I'm Dylan Domingue. This week we heard from a concerned mother who says a daycare center in Goddard left her 5-year-old daughter locked in a van on Tuesday. Kale Chapman spoke with her and uncovered other complaints investigated by the state against that facility, leading back several years.
She was crying inside the van because he didn't get her.
Patient Solace got a text Tuesday at work from her husband asking if her 5-year-old daughter had been picked up at daycare by her biological dad.
I seen it. I was like, what? Quickly called him. I said, what are you talking about? He's like, I'm at Launchpad, and Launchpad is saying that they did not pick Araya up.
Patients rushed to Goddard to find her daughter.
In my eyes, I was told my daughter's missing. I was on the phone with dispatch the entire time, giving them descriptions of what she was wearing, thinking that that might have been the last moment. This morning, or that morning, dropping her up from school, I felt like was the last time I was going to see her.
Eventually, her daughter was found locked in the back of one of the daycare center's vans alone. But this isn't the first time a complaint has been filed against Launchpad. They've been subject to multiple Kansas Department of Health and Environment investigations this year, as well as complaints to KDHE in 2023 and 2024. They were also put on a provider corrective action plan by KDHE for noncompliance in January. State documents show KDHE filed an intent to suspend their license due to child care practices, including inappropriate discipline and staff-to-child ratios not being met. It shows that was appealed. Patient says her daughter has epilepsy and worries about what could have happened.
I fear that this story would be different, and I fear that my 5-year-old would not be here. And everything I've gone through medically-wise with my daughter the last year since we've received that diagnosis, the fear of her passing has always come from her medical condition, not from the negligence of a daycare.
Now, patients did file a police report. We also reached out to the Launchpad Learning Center, but they declined to comment on the situation. The Kansas Secretary of Corrections giving an annual report when it comes to prisons in the states. One of the topics highlighted, contraband getting into their facilities. Drugs and unauthorized cell phones are challenging correctional agencies in Kansas and nationwide. The Secretary says most of the violence at the facilities can be tied back to contraband getting into the prison. The cell phones are a problem because all of the business is being done through them.
If you look at the image on the screen, you see a regular-sized cell phone, and then you see this. This is a cell phone that you can buy on Amazon for $22. You have to have it you have to get a plan and get it activated, and it doesn't have the horsepower of a bigger phone where your internet, but you can talk on this, you can text on this, $22, and that's all the bigger it is. It's less than an inch wide and less than 3 inches long. That's what we're up against, and that's where they do all their business.
The Secretary says the FCC is considering allowing cell phone jamming in prisons. When it comes to the drugs in prison, though, take a look at this. This is an 8.5 sheet of paper. It's broken up into 88 stamps. The paper is soaked in a liquid form of K2, so dogs can't detect the K2 because the formula is changed all the time. They then cut a postage stamp sized piece of paper and sell it in the prison. The Secretary of Corrections says this has become a criminal enterprise in the facilities. They are limiting the introduction of paper to try and combat that issue. Airlines have started canceling flights at 40 of the busiest U.S. airports to comply with an order from the FAA amid the longest government shutdown in the country's history. The cuts are in response to the air traffic controller shortages, who have been working without pay this whole time. The FAA says a heavy buildup of air traffic combined with pressure of long hours and missed paychecks is making the skies less safe. So what do you do if your travel plans wind up grounded by those cancellations? Well, travel experts say there are a few things you can do before heading to the airport. Here's Keenan Pinn with more.
This time of year is often the busiest time for airports, but most people we talk to say their experiences actually haven't been that bad. But if you're wondering how they feel about the recent increase of delays and cancellations in the nation, the answer you'll get depends on who you ask.
How you expect somebody to work for months and months and not get a paycheck?
For Austin Jackson, things are looking pretty smooth for his flight out of Wichita to Chicago, and he's hoping it stays that way.
People ain't even getting paid. Everybody that's working should be paid, but the TSA agents, because of the government shutdown, ain't even getting paid. It's like, what's going on?
So what do the experts say? I spoke to Kansas-based travel agent Chelsea Monabach. She says that the recent mass flight cancellations have been cause for concern. Has it been difficult with your clientele? Has there been any sort of change?
I've definitely had a lot of concern.
She says it's important for travelers to know what they're entitled to when faced with cancellations.
I definitely say it takes patience to travel anyway because delays are inevitable at times. But with the staffing shortages, just try to be flexible and a little bit understanding. If they do cancel your flight, you are eligible for a full refund.
Manabag also says it's best to be prepared before it gets to that point.
One of the best things that you can do for yourself, even without this problem right now, is trip insurance. It's obviously busy, so just pack your patients along with your luggage and try to be flexible, and, you know, they're human too. So.
In Wichita, Keenan Penn, 12 News.
And the government shutdown can also be felt in Abilene, where the Eisenhower Presidential Museum draws in hundreds of thousands of tourists a year, but it remains closed due to the shutdown. We went there when the shutdown began last month. This week, Thomas Lynch returned to Abilene to see how the town is faring.
Tourism in Abilene, Kansas is taking a hit due to the government shutdown, keeping the Eisenhower Library closed. However, if you look at their tourism kiosk outside their visitor center, you'll see that they still have a lot of other things to offer. And this is what they're focusing on while you can't visit the museum.
Abilene, Kansas has a population of about 6,500, but the Eisenhower Museum brings in about 200,000 people a year. Director of Tourism in Abilene, Julie Roller-Weeks, says that while the shutdown is uncomfortable, they've dealt with worse circumstances, like the COVID shutdown, and they think they still have a lot to offer for visitors.
We have so many wonderful tourism attractions in our community, and so while they might not be able to visit there, they do go other places. It doesn't exactly turn off the fountain of visitors who are coming to our community, but it does decrease.
Roller-Weeks also said that their main tourist season ends around Labor Day, but they still expect visitors traveling south for the winter. This year, they don't expect to see many of them. In Abilene, Thomas Lynch, 12 News.
So to come on Factfinder Investigates, are debt collectors bothering you to the point of harassment? We'll share how you can determine if a collector is following the rules or crossing the line.